Sonic Frontiers has some exclusive combat variety features that was just announced in a combat info trailer, but was later denounced as the video was put back to private. Guess this was by accident, but anyways, we're going to be breaking it down today, and see why this information has a bigger impact than expected, how this is going to influence your gameplay flow, and what other notable things you might have missed. But before I start, subscribe! It only takes about 2 seconds for this absolutely free content, and you can always change your mind later. But anyways, most of these mechanics and movesets are already things we've seen, but it's great that we finally have some confirmation on Sonic's basic abilities, including the iconic drop dash to be available as Sonic's main arsenal when you start the game. This will definitely make traversal easier and more experimental. But getting right into the combat upgrades, we got a deeper dive into one of the more curious abilities that everyone was wondering about, Phantom Rush. And can I just say that this is probably the most iconic and creative ability out of the rest. Why is that? Well, not just because it looks phenomenal, but it directly plays into how you chain your abilities. The more you link up different combo strings, the faster you can charge up this ability, which is something that promotes skill over just spamming the same ability. It also plays into Sonic's aesthetic being built around speed, so it's very clever game design. We also got to see other moves, and more specifically on how this weird dash that we saw in earlier trailers worked, Wild Rush. It's a dash granting you invulnerability into a super-powered attack, so I'm glad that the dash is not just for show. Though one thing I'm not exactly fond of is how loosely the rings are gathered from just making circles in a side loop ability. I know it's probably to ensure that players have a better time easing into the combat, but I somehow hope this becomes a difficulty option instead. Moving on to enemies, we saw some more of this on-rail enemies that I assume is at least on the same level as the Squid mini-boss, this time for the Eris Island area, since as the narrator describes, it has somewhat of the same attack procedure. We also got to see this new turtle-looking enemy that has yet to be given more context, but best of all, we get Ninja 2.0 in purple. What does this mean? Well, this news reveals that we not only will encounter different enemies on different islands, but there are going to be enemies that we've already encountered on previous islands that will become tougher, which I think helps to promote more variety as you progress through this story. And this is such a pivotal moment in the trailer because it ensures that Sonic Frontiers is truly heading into the opposite direction of just having boost fodder like in previous games. In fact, this level of variety gives more value into the progress rather than getting stuck into grinding away at repeated enemy encounters. They're keeping it fresh, which deserves a chef's kiss. Oh, and I forgot, the cherry on top is that the Digital Deluxe Edition has its own exclusive customizable gears, and on November 14th, a completely new Monster Hunter type gear with an exclusive new cooking game will be available, which, let's be honest, is leagues better than just the texture swap that was presented in Sonic Colors Ultimate. Sonic Frontiers is really outdoing itself with these fully customizable models, and it's actually something that I predicted in this video. So take a peek at what else we might expect, and remember to keep up the momentum by subscribing. Mr. Bane out.